That just happened.
And now all the cameras go, right, I'm going to load really slowly. Right, Joe's has loaded up.
As I say, no D&D, only Joe.
All I want is to go up to a bear and give it a cuddle.
I'm right here.
As in a furry bear.
He's right there.
Have you not seen this jumper?
You hear this? You hear that, Tim? You're going to need a fursuit.
I'll steal his onesie.
No.
No.
Yeah, I'll steal your Scooby-Doo onesie. There you go.
You stole my Wicker Man jumper and then poured wine all over it.
No, I didn't touch that. I got my trousers. The trousers are nice, but your top's there. Didn't get any wine on that.
And this is the sort of day we've got.
Yeah. Welcome
Hi,
to the life of
everybody.
the molecule, people.
Hello. Welcome back.
There is no D&D. There is only Joe.
We might even have cameras. I don't know.
We
I
do
can't.
have cameras
I
now.
can't see. We do have
We
cameras.
do have
There's
cameras now. Everything was just like green. It was like, why are you doing this today? Just why?
technology. We've heard of it.
We've heard
Well,
of it. We don't necessarily know what any of it does.
Yeah, we're like the Imperium of Man in that respect. You know, we sort of supplicate the machine spirits and hope that they hope they're paying
I was
attention.
going to say hope they disobey, but that was not what.
No. That's the Men of Iron, and that's a whole different conversation.
Friendship is magic.
Heresy.
I get the reference.
On that note, let's very quickly go around before I do the intro. Introduce yourselves, please. Obviously, your name of your character, and this week's very special question is: what is your character's least favourite trauma that they have experienced during their time of adventure?
God.
So I'm going to start with Jo because she's actually next to me.
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm Mother Mafia. I play Perna the Dragonborn Sorcerer. And the biggest trauma that I was not a fan of during this campaign has been losing my memory because of the Mycalids.
Myconids, even. Yeah.
Mycalids.
Yeah.
And the reason that was my biggest trauma is because my memory and my brain is my biggest skill asset in this game.
Myconids.
That's fair. Myconids.
There is no L. Only Joe.
Yes.
Mixtime Bunny.
Hello, yes, I'm Bunny. I'm Lord Foreign Amberhammer, and I have no voice today because cold. And I think my least favourite trauma I've had to deal with this campaign just generally is the whole having to sort of potentially kill my sister and then finding out I had a nephew, and yeah. Because that just made everything very complicated.
You did well with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that was not fun. It was just like, great, sort of like, I've already lost my brother. Am I going to have to do my sister in? Oh, wait, that nephew, no.
Oh, wait, royal politics. No.
Yeah, it's just like, shit. Oh, hang on.
Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I play Hope, the Tiefling Cleric Warlock winged being. Least favourite trauma.
By God, is there a lot?
This when Morgan just goes, yes.
I'm gonna go with when I thought I was talking a gargoyle round to being a good person, and then it happened. It so happened I made this amazing speech, rolled a high performance just for it to be a statue.
That was fucking amazing.
I literally pulled my heart out to a fucking statue.
Oh, it was worth it.
Amazing. That was, yeah, it was a moment. Moon.
Hello, I'm Moon. I play Arwen, the Halfling Cleric. His least favourite trauma would definitely be when he was up against the Poison Troll, because not only was everyone else very much nearly going to die, he was almost very much going to die.
Yeah, that got very squelchy very fast. That was an impressive fight. I remember that.
Aside from Valenia, but still.
Yeah, but only because Valenia ran really, 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 really quickly.
Yeah. But that'll be his massive least favourite trauma, is that bloody Poison Troll.
And Leah.
Hi,
For a
everybody.
change, not first.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Leah. I play Valenia, the half-orc ranger, and I've got a weird frog, in my throat at the moment. Sorry, excuse me. There we go. That's
There's
better.
there's some weird bugs doing around.
I've still got that like last night I was still really ill, and I've woken up this morning. I'm not ill. I've just got that lingering.
Yeah.
Valenia's worst trauma. I'm gonna go with screaming mushrooms from our first session,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because that
Yeah,
absolutely that just traumatized Valenia all the way to her core.
Yeah, something so simple. Shrieking violets, or whatever the word. Shrieking, not violent, violent
Shriekers,
funky, but
aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah, shriekers, yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect them to have quite the impact on people that they did. I think it's because it was just. I think if they'd reached out and actually tried to attack you, that probably would have been better. But
Yeah.
they just shrieked and shrieked and shrieked, and suddenly other things started appearing. Yeah. Oh,
They just stood there and screamed at us.
I mean, I know the feeling.
It's like my dating life.
Yeah, sort of like that noise. Yeah.
Okay.
That was that. A grand recreation. So last couple of weeks have been somewhat. No, I was surprised that actually nothing for the last couple of weeks has turned up in that quick roundup, because there were some fairly fair things. Who wants to do a recap of last week?
Would you like me to bring up my notes?
Go on then.
Aggressive nodding.
Scenes of the Past, Part 2. So, we discovered a temple representing elements of love with fertility, heart, and passion. Thorin found a book, and the stained glass window came to life and tried to kill them. Thorin took a swing at the statue. Cole uses daggers on the stained glass windows. Hope uses magic missile against the statue. Arwen uses a spiritual weapon. Valenia casts lightning arrows. Thorin and Cole get terrified and go screaming for the hills. The spirit flies to they kill the statue, and the spirit then flies to the other statue, and the golems regenerate. One steps in front of the Valenia, and the other one moves forward. Thorin smashes the golem again. Cole uses Tasha's caustic brew on the statue. Aaron twice to hit the statue, but somehow misses. What else?
Look, we're not saying Joe takes a lot of notes, but
And this is probably the abridged version.
Right to they eventually kill the statues and the golem. Kenneth finds everything in the library with details, and then he gets killed and swaps it out for a beggar's thing, and he manages to avoid it. Hope finds her brother's bones in the temple.
He used them all. He took them all.
I didn't. I took two.
Well, someone's taken the rest of them.
It was blank.
I wasn't. I didn't take them.
So, well, I don't know. There was
There
another.
there were 4 sets of 2.
Have a look
child
at the
interruption. Yay!
College House got to run for a while, and then there's a recollection of a coach house, and that they also find out why there's no tieflings, because of the secret golden flame people because sacred flame because they basically made them make a decision between tieflings or their lives, and Hope's parents decided to flee with Hope and brother to try and find safety into a coach house. I think that's pretty much it. I'll try to condense down as much as I can from 6 pages of notes.
And this, people, is why Joe is that our note taker.
So some interesting interpretations of last week there. Moon is usually sort of fairly good at the in-character emotive note-taking. Have you got anything you'd want to add to that?
Most of the notes that I took was just Arwen being just frustrated and annoyed at the glass panels for keep on getting up until he just smashed it with his mace because he was just really, really fucking pissed off, which kept them down.
Yeah,
that's pretty much the notes that I took. He was just really annoyed.
Not that Arwen has a anger management issue or anything.
Well, he never used to until he joined this party. he was always very calm, very level-headed. You know, he could do his job nice and fine, and then he joined this party and everyone keeps dying or things keep attacking them and getting back up.
Or introducing you to a new bedroom in a house that seems to be made of mimics.
He never used to have anger issues until he joined this party, and he never had anxiety either.
Wow.
You guys have given him literal anxiety.
Okay. Random things like you decided to return to the ship, which you have commissioned to eventually take you on to Korth, the capital of Karnath, because that's where you knew that the trail was roughly taking you in the direction of. You had found this hidden temple that seemed to be a blend of worship of Boldrai, of the Hearth and the Hope, Arroweye of fertility, and the Fury, Ashen. And it looks like for a while, from the histories you've been able to pull together from your work in the library, plus what you found looking at the various panels and things, that for the most part this was generally a positive enough cult that was supportive and was sort of a great help to people living in that neighborhood during the war. The problem came when Hope's parents lost a child, an older child that Hope was unaware of, in an accident with a cart, and feeling that investigations and punishments hadn't been meted out, they fell to the darker interpretations of the teaching of the Fury and began to evoke a cry for help, which, whether it was responded to by supernatural elements or by members of the community, is entirely open to interpretation at the moment. But it was manifested and noted that red candles were posted in the windowsills with the names of individuals who soon after met sudden deaths. And this included a couple of town guards, a couple of clerics, a couple of healers from House Jurasco, a couple of other, 9 people in total. And the cult sort of became more, as far as you can make out from the text you found so far, much more darker and insular, and there are suggestions that at this point an infernal presence became involved and some sort of corruptive element came in, because there was a rise of births of tieflings in the area, which is usually related to some form of infernal interaction, presence. And about the time that Hope was born was when the Pure Flame, a particularly violent and extremist faction of the Church of the Silver Flame, began to descend on the area to cleanse of these infernal elements and to stop these killings. Hope's parents fled ahead of the crackdown, taking Hope with them, and the Pure Flame cultists descended on the neighborhood, and a great cleansing was undertaken. The temple was abandoned. The old homes were boarded up and left to go to rack and ruin. And yes, the cult of the Pure Flame gave a very stark choice to those survivors of the church of the cult who remained, that either they turned on and gave up and sacrificed their tieflings as a sign of repentance, or the district would burn. And it has been noted during your visit that you are the only tiefling that you encountered in that area, which drew somewhat a degree of attention to you.
I'm the only tiefling in the village.
Aye.
It was actually Welsh.
It was
Yeah.
That's
in there.
pretty good.
Yeah, it was
Leaving Delhi.
During this time also, Kerner was doing some investigation, and some sort of artificial being, golem type creature, tried to kill them, to stop them from getting the information out about this sort of these operations of the Pure Flame. Kerner was able to evade them, join up with you, and sort of bring you up to speed with what you had found. And as it was sort of getting later in the evening, and you were all a little bit bloodied, bruised, in Kerner's case, likely electrocuted, you decided to return to the ship and make your plans. Now, the ship isn't due to leave for another day, but that's not to say that something may not be doable on that front. But that's kind of where you are at the moment, hence the picture that is on your screen of the cabins, of where you have the bunks and the hammocks and things like that, as you sort of have gathered round to make sense of all these things that you have found in very short order, and where you want to go and what you want to do next. Over to you.
Personally, I think we must be on the right track if somebody's trying to kill me for looking at books.
Depends. Are they American Christians?
Oh. Oh.
I am very carefully keeping quiet about this, but you may infer what you like about the actions that have been taking place.
I seem to have missed the whole point, but I can put two and two together.
It was the pause and then Moon's oh.
No, it wasn't like that. It's more like a oh my god sort of ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, we went there.
I don't know why it sounded like a pigeon, but there you are. I took the thingy, didn't I? The portrait.
You took the painting that you found that had sort of fallen down behind the altar, which was a triptych representation of the deities, but overshadowed by this painting of this sort of seductive figure with a surprising resemblance to you.
Which is ironic.
I know. Actually, a good use of the word ironic. Take note, Alanis Morissette. Hope is just going to pour over this painting and just is going to study it to within an inch of its canvassy painted life.
Okay. Are you looking for any kind of detail? What's kind of like the focus? Are you sort of just doing like a memorizing, or are you sort of looking to try some sort of what kind of information are you hoping to glean?
I just memorizing it just in case we lose it or have to do a quick disposal.
Okay.
And
The sort of size to give you a sense of scale, about an A3 sort of size.
okay, and then Hope's going to just trying to take in as much, just trying to get information of what the fuck the figure is.
Okay.
Are you doing this solo or are you around people?
No, Hope's taken themselves away and sort of like kind of just staring at it as if it will hold the answers to everything.
Okay. Yes, I think the others have glimpsed it, but whether anyone's clocked that you've picked up and brought with you, I don't know. Certainly, some people saw you had it, but okay. I mean, looking at make a religion check for me.
Oh god, I hope this is good considering I'm a cleric. Oh, lovely.
Very nice. Okay. Well, one thing that immediately springs right in your face as you're looking at it is that certainly firstly, Arroweye and Boldrai, the iconology associated with them, the kind of the usual sigils, usual appearance, usual sort of gestures, are exactly as you would normally expect to see in a shrine and in representations. There is nothing corrupt about them. And similarly with the Fury, although it's it's not an area that you are an active worshipper of, you are versed enough in the normal appearances of the Dark Six that in and of itself, again, it's consistent with representations that you've encountered. Not so much in the wild because you've not really sort of found many places with many shrines that have got it, but in terms of sort of the archives from as you've been studying and as you've picked things up, and you've probably seen references in the libraries when you've been doing research as well. So those three deities in and of themselves, nothing wrong with that. The figure over looming has got no no pointers towards any of the three other figures, which suggests that it is a separate entity, not a manifestation or a spirit or a servant of the three deities. So
would anything in my religious text point to any kind of what this is?
make an Arcana check next.
Everybody take a drink.
Oh god. Connor is like the
Well, beyond the large bat wings, it's very similar, obviously, to the other, to the Cambions and Succubus that you fought before the wedding. So similar sort of construction. So it is some form of infernal being.
It just happens to look like Hope.
Yeah. Make a. For now, this will be the last one associated with this. Make a history check.
For fuck off. I never roll good on my history.
He says, properly rolling an 18. I've got to say, considering you're +7 on your history.
I never rolled 2.
Okay. So how reliable this is, you're not sure, but you're fairly you kind of recall from various figures that you've encountered of descriptions of other tieflings, of other cambions, of other sort of creatures that are mortal but descended in some way, whether that's through blood pacts, whether it's through changes imposed in terms of lineage or of cult pacts through being warlocks and things like that, is that a similarity, a familial similarity, becomes quite noted, particularly when it comes to cambions that are directly born of an infernal parent. So it would imply some sort of family connection.
Oh, great. So this is like my great Aunt Bessie.
So that's what you've got at the moment.
I'm just gonna have it that when Hope realizes that this could be a family member, they literally just slam all of their books shut, like pick the painting up, turn it upside down, and go, "Fuck this," and just headbutts the table.
Slight observation off the top of the cuff, and have this as a freebie. It maybe makes some sense as to why Gerlon has been involved as your celestial patron, as a powerful counter. Because there's been talk of destinies and all sorts of things like
Oh
that.
God. I don't want 2 Christmases.
Moving around the table.
What table?
Virtual table.
If I do that, I'm
So,
going to fall off the top of the
Arwen.
telly.
Yeah, that'd be a bad thing. So, Arwen, anything you're wanting to do? Any research? Any thoughts?
I think he's going to try to like look up to see if there was anything to do, like look more into the like in like the religion culty things in the basementy thingies with the stuffs and the yes. Does that clarify?
Say it again.
He's going to look up like all like the culty stuff in the basement area with the paintings and the stuffs and yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Okay. Is there any particular aspect of that you're wanting to dig into?
I think he'll be actually be looking up about like the the big things, the ones in the brass and the things that was protecting the little coffin kid thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Sure. Okay.
I love that you understand me somehow.
It's a DM skill.
I do now. I'm just working out which thing. Okay. Let's start with the religion roll.
It's definitely something you learn as a DM.
My brother.
Same thing. What about natural 20?
That'll be very helpful indeed. Right. So the spirit itself that you were fighting, that was animating the statues, was you do find reference to it in your texts, and actually sort of that thing of you start to dredge and sort of memories of, oh, hang on a minute, I remember sort of actually reading about these. It's called an Eidolon, Eidolon, and they are a form of undead that are created from devout worshippers of a deity to specifically protect holy areas. By holy and Morgan's off. And while they don't have a physical attack, obviously what you witnessed with it going into the statues is part of a long involved process that these sacred statues, and that's literally what they're called, are specifically enchanted to welcome in those spirits and to provide them with a home to be able to physically protect the precincts that they are set to. the eidolons and the statues are unable to leave the area that they are set to guard. And being undead essentially are there at to well, really until the end of times or until they're destroyed.
Oh my god, if they're undead.
Yeah, they're undead.
I hate my life.
They're resistant to turning, but they are undead.
The two clerics didn't even realise.
The other thing that, with that role, is it explains why it didn't attack Hope.
Ooh.
Because Hope, in some way, is marked as a worshipper.
Okay. Can I also see, like, with the role I got, can I see if it's like, is it like used as like a universal thing, or is it like a specific, like not like good or bad, because I know that morality is very, grey in D&D, but if it's, you know what I mean, if it's more of like a, like if it's like used universally, or if it's more of like one of the darker sort of side of things, or like, it's weird explaining morality stuff, but you know what I mean.
It tends to be a darker rite.
Okay.
And given that the Eidolon spirit itself was effectively representative of the Fury, it would seem to have come from those rites.
Okay.
So, and the thing about sort of the Fury is it's its passion in all its positive and negative aspects, and revenge and fighting else and everything else like that. But although the statues were carved and included symbols of all three of the deities, again, very, very clearly not actually representative of any three of the deities. It was effectively like fighting a large demon.
Okay.
And one that the face very clearly resembles Hope. So possibly, and it's purely because of that high roll, the statue itself is a representative of whatever corruptive influence had taken over the cult. So presumably is a representation of the demon or whatever that had that had corrupted the church and the faith and taken advantage of the fear and the loss and the chaos of war that was surrounding the area. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sweet.
Okay.
Well, not sweet about, the horrors, but...
Yeah, but making a little bit more sense. Thorin, are you involved in doing anything, or are you sort of in that sort of head scratch, what the fuck?
I'm probably very much like, what the hell? That was very weird. And then, sod it, I'm going to go and get food and some drink and read one of my smart books.
Fair enough. You're doing the practical sort of getting the calculation, getting the food out, laying the table out for people, and going, right, well, this is my plate full, and off I go, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, because it's all getting a bit too brainy and complicated for me. There's like, no, you're expecting me to use my brain. I don't have one.
Fair
I've
enough.
just got an image of Thorin like Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. This is your eating space. This is my eating space.
You don't come into my space. I don't come into yours. Now go away.
Sorry, I've watched Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
It's a
I was
great
thinking
film.
more Bill Bailey talking about sort of the nature of time and how the brain overloads and sort of make a Pringle sandwich.
I've now got an image of Bill Bailey doing Dirty Dancing, and I don't know how I feel.
Did you not see him in Strictly Come Dancing?
Oh, don't.
He was very good.
Yeah.
I didn't see him in Strictly Come Dancing.
Leah,
Hello.
what's Millennia up to?
So we're on the ship. We're on the airship.
Yeah, you're on the ship at the moment. Yeah, because it's safely berthed and it's where all your kit is. You didn't you didn't disembark because you knew you were
To
going
be
to be a day or
fair,
so
the
there.
whole religion thing is out of Valenia's like remit. Like spirituality, she's fine. Orc stuff, fine. Religion in general, no. Because because her mum's a cleric, she's like, I don't want to know about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going to be sort of like looking over Arwen's shoulder, like as
Yeah.
Arwen's like trying to look for stuff, and asking like who this god is and what this god does, and
Sure.
and is that the right way of spelling it?
Yeah.
I can just imagine, like,
the helpful inquiries, honest.
Mhm.
Okay. And Kerner said he did also find the name of the merchant that helped them escape and flee the area.
I'm going to see if I can find some more information on this merchant and what's happened to him, as well as try and understand why, because of the information I found out, somebody would then try to kill me.
Well, okay, you've got a couple of books and scrolls that you kind of gathered up with you as you were sort of fleeing, sort of scoop.
Yeah,
So you've stolen books from the library.
haven't. I've temporarily borrowed them long term.
Right, fair enough. Sorry, what was the focus you were going to be looking at?
So I was going to see if there's anything in the scrolls that related to the gatekeeper that looked after the innkeeper that looked after Hope's parents when they fled.
Okay.
And if there was nothing in there, try and see and understand why, because I found out this information, I was then being hunted down to be killed.
Right, okay, let's start with an investigation check for the kind of practical details.
Investigation. 9. So I find nothing.
Nothing more than you'd already found, which is a name. A name and a trading address.
Can I then use that to send a missive note to House Sivers to see if they can find any more details out for me? Attached with a gold.
So you're going to leave the ship.
Can I not just send somebody to do it, like the code?
So you like to send Cole off on his own into the night, possibly while people are hunting.
No.
I mean, yeah, he can do that.
No,
if you want.
Cole is with Hope.
No, okay.
Valenia is more than
Sorry,
happy
but
to.
you've got your bow. You can do whatever you want with her. Cole's my bow.
Valenia is more than happy to go off if need be.
Oh God.
Yeah, because you've got your ring of invisibility, haven't you?
And other things.
Oh, God, remember the last time that happened?
remember all the times it happened.
Shush you.
Yeah, so I asked if Valenia could do a run to the local House Sivers to send off this missive.
To
Um.
Civis are basically like a postal service.
Oh, what's the one? Who's the ones that have the information? The town clerks and stuff.
Yeah, I mean there are town clerks and things, or each of the houses have also got information relating to their business. Bear in mind it's now about 8-9 o'clock in the evening. Most of the offices are closed for the night.
Okay, then I won't bother. I'll just keep a note of it for the morning
Okay.
or when we land at the next place to see what I can find out.
Okay.
Mm.
You notice. And then there was a second bit of information you were trying to
Bear
work
with
out
me.
why. Oh yes, trying to work out why the pure flame were.
Hmm.
Let's make that an insight roll.
Do I know that they're the pure flame?
the figure that came after you had a silver flame emblem embroidered into their surcoat. So they were at least attached to the order to the Church of the Silver Flag.
Mm.
And it was sort of straight after you'd found this whole bit about the cleansing, and
Okay.
it seemed to be that thing of you sort of looking into this particular area of history that had drawn attention. If you want to make an insight check.
Insight.
Yeah.
13.
Okay, not bad. At a guess, given how controversial and extremist the actions of the Pure Flame were during this incident, that almost certainly anyone investigating histories from around that time in that area has triggered not effectively their flagged records. So the thing, whatever it was sent to remove you. So that suggests that either the Pure Flame are still active, or that there are elements of the hierarchy of the Silver Flame who would rather brush it under the carpet and keep it there. And having someone going and digging up violent incidents and heresies and things from the past that the church would rather have flattened with extreme prejudice.
Right, okay.
You know that, Morgan?
She gets heresy.
Heresy.
Okay.
Okay. Sort of takes you all a good sort of couple of hours to sort of be researching on through. You sort of begin to hear the crew sort of returning from their sort of night on the town. Sort of the general sort of clump and clatter of sort of boots back on deck, and obviously the Warforged deck hands had remained on guard duty, but the other more organic members of the crew have returned and sort of started to sort of settle in. There's that sort of general sort of chatter and sort of wave of the hands as they're sort of coming, oh, all right, you're back, sort of thing, yeah. But no real sort of, other than that, sort of semi sort of they're sort of keeping their wits reasonably about them, because they're on a ship that's a good sort of 60, 70, 80 foot above the ground. So, you have to have a degree of spatial awareness even when you're drunk, because otherwise you have a very short-lived career.
Because you're over the side.
That's right.
Free.
Free as
falling.
And certainly the night is going in. Anything you guys want to do, or just turn in for the night?
I think I just want to turn in because I'm quite battered.
I think before Arwen decides to go tonight, and anyone else, he's going to do last minute checkups, make sure everyone's okay, no one's got internal bleeding, because he doesn't want anyone going to sleep and potentially die in their sleep. So he's just going to give everyone like a quick, like, all right, before we go to sleep, before we go to our cabins, everyone, come on.
Okay, make a medicine roll for me, and then that'll give you a good idea of how healthy, injured, or not people are.
I've just got an image of like a queue, like with like Arwen.
17.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Arwen.
So has anyone got any unhealed wounds that need?
Well, I'm only at 27 hit points, but if we're going for a long sleep, I'm presuming that'll heal me overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be okay for that.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any obvious injuries, missing, whatevers.
Yeah, I mean, I know obviously long rests do heal, but it's like Arwen's like he fusses.
Yeah, just in case sort of you're attacked in the night or something, there's that sort of thing going on. Not that I'd do that. But yeah,
Mhm.
that's the thing where, Kerner's got some scrapes and sort of scorch marks.
Valenia's just
Thorin's
got
got
like glass marks all over it.
yeah. Thorin's got various sort of contusions and pulled muscles and sort of stone dust sort of ingrained very heavily into portions of his face where it's sort of got a little too close for comfort. Yeah, I mean, you sort of barely had a chance. So it's mostly just needing to clean yourselves up. I think it's
Yeah.
getting cobwebs out of hair and
If he were to do anything, like say Keelan, would you still want me to like use up the spell slots, or would you, or could we, or is it just mainly flavor at this point? For a long rest.
given you got a long rest coming up, use whatever slots you want to use because
Okay.
you'll be replenished in the morning.
Okay, I'll just fill in some spell slots then.
Mhm.
Even if it's only scrapes and bumps, I think he's gonna still, like when people are doing for a checkup, he's still just gonna do a cure wounds anyway. It's like a nope, you're
Stay on
burned,
capital.
Kerner. Nope. It's like I don't care if you can recover this when you're sleeping. I'm still healing this.
Yes, Kerner, did you realise you got a tipped horn? Right? Have I? Yeah, it's not anymore. It's done. Oh, okay.
Right, time to fill in some spells. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5 people. So 5 spell slots I'll need to fill in. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I just filled in some random spell slots.
Awfully. Certainly, you've got the advantage that obviously there are the crew themselves do keep a watch, and you are in civilization, so unlikely to get any interruptions. That said, you are seasoned adventurers. If anyone wants to sort of do a post a watch, you're of course welcome to do so, but you don't need to. Otherwise, attempts to sleep.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dawn rises, and you've all slept well.
Long resting.
Long rest, yes. You can hear sort of general movement around, and sort of the smell of sort of breakfast sort of permeating through the ship as the cook sort of gets to work. Reminds me, where's my I've got the right one, not that one. Maybe Songbird, that's where we want to be. There you go. There's yeah. So feel free to sort of shift yourselves around into whatever locations you want to be on there. I think you're all on that map.
Yeah.
In various locations. Yes, you are.
Where's the dining hall for breakfasts?
It's
It's the second one
sort of
down.
it's sort of in the kitchen. Yeah, sort of where I'm pinging.
Ah, so that's where we'd be dining for breakfast, is it?
Yeah, it's sort of they cook everything up there, and there's a table there. I mean, if they want to find other spaces around to return to your cabins or whatever, but yeah.
Am I being thick? I can't see Kerner.
Let's have a look.
Kerner is there.
I think you're
I've got
here.
him. I've got him.
Yeah.
Thank you, people. I've been precisely blind.
Yeah, that's everyone accounted for. Just looking around. Yes, your captain sort of says, Leo, there he is. Sort of says, yeah, we'll probably be sort of finished with lading the last sort of the goods for transport probably about lunchtime. So if you guys want to sort of get away swift, get away smartly, then
Yeah, I think Valenia at the moment is literally.
evacuate quickly.
I think Valenia at the moment is literally just grabbed some breakfast and is just sat on the top deck.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Arwen's just going to be around the table. He's pretty much just, for once, he's not eating like a dignified person. He is literally just hungry. He's just eating like the food's going to be snatched away from him at any moment.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
So pretty much he's eating like a dwarf that's recovering from a hangover.
Why do I get a feeling I'm being a bad influence? Or a good influence, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, all good. I'm sure it's good. So there's no problems whatsoever.
No problems.
Okay.
None at all.
Anything you folks want to do in the morning, or just happy to sort of let the morning go by and
Can I try and at least get a message somewhere to try and get some information? You know, on the address and stuff.
what sort of information you want?
If he's still at the guest house, or if he's moved on, or
Uh, you can.
or is that going to take me too long?
Who do you address it to, and what are you asking?
It was going to be to like the town hall house civis clerks of, do they know who this person is? Is he still at this address? If not, do we know where he went to?
Okay. Let's call that. Let's call it investigation check, and it will cost you 50 gold in fees.
50 gold.
Yeah.
I just love the reaction of 50 gold.
I just love that it was a bit delayed. That is a lot of gold, though.
Investigation, yeah.
Yes, please.
15.
Okay. Fair enough. Yes, you can get a reasonable response. Yes, he is still registered in their records as running a coach house to the northwest of Corth, a couple of days out. Yeah, has been there consistently for that period of time. Do you want to send a message?
Send a message asking to book a room for at least one night and meals for a party of 5-6 people.
Okay. For when?
When do we expect to land in Cork?
You think it's only about a day or two's travel.
So, in about 2 days' time.
Okay, fair enough. That will be 5 silver to send that message.
Okay. I just leave a gold piece on the table.
Okay. You are just kind of wrapping up and preparing to leave when there is a clattering sort of noise and sort of a arrival of various tubes and things like that, and the gnome behind the counter sort of pulls out things because obviously he's taking your details for sending it off. Says, "Oh, there's a message being sent to you. Give me just one moment. I'll transcribe that for you." That blank piece of paper. You see the runes sort of glowing along his arms. He sort of basically kind of ghost writes the message out. Sort of, seals it, so he doesn't actually have a recollection of what it is. There you go.
Thank you. And whilst I'm here, then I'll check is there anything for anybody else on the ship for like Arwen or Valenia or Hope.
Anything shall through. Anything.
Okay, okay.
I've just got an image of it being like a message from Kakana, and there's Thorin going, "What am I, chopped liver?" Is that the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the phrase.
Little happy ducks.
I take it and read what it says.
Okay. It is a message from his sister. Okay. Says, "Are you doing well? Had some interesting interesting developments here. Went with Katya and Vakun to investigate some ruins, and turns out that Rakun witnessed not just the finding of the Eye of Khyber, but was also an artificer in their original form called Talia, who was cursed when they struck a sliver off the eye for experimentation. And was accompanying Taliesin de Livendar during that expedition. Taliesin was killed by the Winter's Night, and we are told that his story was absorbed by the Winter's Night. And I'm not quite sure what to make of this, but apparently, if we can find the bodies of those whose stories have been absorbed by the night and make them tell their story, they will be stripped away from the night
Okay.
to reveal his true self.
Find the bodies of those whose stories Winter's Night has stolen and get bodies tell the stories. It will drip. From the WK reveal history. So, have a look at it, read it, like close it and go. Put it into like my little side pouch I always have on me. And go, interesting, and then start walking back to the ship as quickly as I possibly can.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, and you're able to get back sort of in time for the ship to be casting off. Has anything else they want to do here in Flamekeep before the ship departs?
No, not really. I don't think.
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of when I get on the ship is kind of call the DDC together
Mhm.
and go, "Oi, DDC, I've got some interesting news that we need to look at."
Okay, gather them together, and as you're doing so, the ship begins to sort of move away, slip moorings, and begin on its journey. What do you want to tell me?
So, had a missive from Faye waiting for me in town. Basically, we found out who Racken is. He's an artificer. And he was called Talia.
Talia.
And she was called Talia. Sorry, got it. Tell me wrong.
Talia.
L. I put an extra Y in, that's why I'm confused. Talia. But was also with, believe it or not, Talisman Lyander.
Taliesin de Livendar.
Cylinder.
Valenia writes down note. Do not let do not let Kerner take notes.
Kerner is dyslexic. I don't know. The big
Talisman
What's that surname, Joe?
de Lywendar. D-I and then Lywendar as in the Dragon Marked House. Lyrander.
That's from. You should have been some.
Whoa.
You know all the information I've just been given. Give me some credit, right? He was killed during the expedition. What's really interesting is the Winter's Night absorbed his story. And I'm waiting for some big hoo and everyone's silent. Anyway.
How does someone absorb a story?
Is he a sponge?
I don't reckon so.
SpongeBob Frostpants.
I hate the fact that I didn't think of that.
Does that make it snow cakes rather than crabby cakes? Crabby patties.
Oh no.
I've now got to want to build a snowman in my head, and I'm getting upset.
Anyway, apparently, Faye seems to think if we can find all the bodies and get them to tell their stories, it will reabsorb into them somehow, strip it away from Mr. Winter's Night, and then we can see him in his true form, which means he should then be human, which means we should kill him. So, yay! We just
Where
have
will
to
we
find
get the
dead bodies
bodies?
and reanimate them.
I don't
These
think
are
we should be
horrible.
reanimating bodies in the first place. Kerner,
There's something associated with your dragon. You might want to have a look at the description's complete. Yeah.
Yes.
Kerner, I am very much against reanimating dead bodies here. The dead should be respected.
Yeah, we'll absolutely respect them. I'll just basically what's this thing I've got to do? Do something really special these days.
Melts them.
I can speak with the dead, so I don't have to reanimate them. I can
Okay,
be respectful. I
right,
can ask them
you should have
questions,
just
and then they.
you should have led with that, Kerner, because reanimating the dead is a lot different from just communing with the dead.
True. I just thought, it sounds more dramatic in light of all the information I've just got.
After everything we've endured, Kerner, I would rather not deal with more undead. For the time being, if we can avoid it.
Okay.
Arwen, could you make a history check for me, please?
Okie dokie, one history check coming right up. Unnatural 20?
Yeah. Korth and Karnath is built on how should we put this? Undead. Most of its armies, famously in the last war, were undead. Yeah, it was kind of a big part of the de-arming was actually their vast undead armies being sealed in vaults, just in case for the next time there's a war. There's going to be a lot of dead people, a lot of dead iconography where we're going next.
Well, Kerner, I hope you are up for conversation because there will be a lot of souls, a lot of the dead. Just stick to communing with them, and please, please do not bring them back to life in your spells.
Hey.
Hope kind of looks up and goes, I wonder if my friend Dahlia's still there. They're an undead who cleans the stairs.
I'm just gonna go, oh, okay, I'll just speak with them. You're not fun, Owen.
I'm just saying from my perspective, I want to respect those who have died and allow them to remain in the beyond. I don't want to disturb them.
But then doesn't that mean if I'm speaking with them, I'm disturbing them?
No, because they still remain dead when you speak to them.
You are not.
You're just asking them questions.
Whereas when you're reanimating them, you're forcing them to remain in our plane.
Ah,
You are creating a tied bond with our plane and severing,
that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
and then also forcing the body to do your bidding.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make slaves. They're just people, and I just. Okay, yeah, I just talk to them. I don't want to make them slaves.
Hope at that point has just gone completely quiet. Like, just started to just panic, Knit.
Arwen, in all of his doesn't know how to talk to people. Glory just goes, good. We don't like making slaves. Making slaves is a bad thing, I think.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Owen would get along wonderfully with Razil with his anti-slave rhetoric.
He just goes, Kana, I'm very proud of you that you don't want to make a slave.
I wish when I come over and I kind of pick Howard up and give him a big squishy hug.
As Kana does, he's going to do Death Ward.
Fair enough. Yeah, entirely fair. Yes, and the ship flies through the afternoon, heading north across the boundaries, sort of starting to sort of cross the sea that sort of separates northern Thrain from the mainland of Karna. So I think at that point, let's just have a very quick 10-15 minute fire break and cuppers and things like that. And when we come back, we shall be arriving somewhere new.
Ooh.
Nice.
Don't stick to the
Okie dokie. Right, go and get your. Thank you, Logan. We will be back very shortly. Go and grab yourself some food and a drink and all the rest of it. And yeah, see you soon.
Back in a bit.
Food I want, I can't get.
Okay.
I'm not ready.
And we should be back.
Now in a minute.
And of course,
I'll be back now. A minute.
of course, all the
Oh,
cameras
well.
have gone. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Was Joe's on?
No,
Because
weirdly.
it's all
Oh.
good.
Oh, it's not Joe yet. Yet, this time, I mean.
No D&D. Just all.
Moon is back. Morgan is
Yay!
back.
And then we're back. From my space.
Tim is back.
Back again.
Shady's back.
Tell a friend.
Should have a Joe any second. And there's a Joe back.
Woohoo!
No, that's Joe's face. Once I called a sister alive
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
when it was lying in the clouds.
What? Oh yeah.
Don't know. Anyway, welcome back.
Guy Sam.
The time has gone very quickly. Your flight was uneventful, and having sort of flown across the sea, across the inland sea, across the coasts, you kind of spotted a few things along the way in terms of there being a lot of a lot of traffic, a lot of ships kind of patrolling and making use of the stretch of water between Thwain and Carnath, and the countryside as you've sort of flown over the various sort of forests and plains, taking you to Corf, are studded with either active or the remains of a number, along like a network of interconnected keeps and redoubts. And for lack of a better word, I mean, although they're sort of largely filling in and sort of being reclaimed by nature, like a large kind of trench-like structure, set of structures sort of surrounding the various towns and sort of major choke points as you're, the major nexus points as you're traveling. The air is noticeably colder here as well. You are much further north than you have been, and again the sorts of sort of feel of the place is there's a lot more snow on the ground, but it's on the higher reaches, but it's for the most part at the kind of the altitude where you are in terms of the in terms of where you are on the map. It's more the weather is sort of tending to be kind of sleet and overcast, and that's certainly the skies that are kind of looming overhead as your ship comes into its berth. The biggest difference to where you've just left is that rather than being adorned in bright symbols of silver flame and lovely posters of sort of looking, exhorting people to look after their neighbours and all these sorts of things, this is a much more dour place. There's not a lot of public decoration. The buildings are tend to be quite slab-sided, built for defence, and many of them still showing patchwork signs of having been repaired from large impacts or from the effects of spells. You can sort of see old acid damage and
that.
blast marks that have been refilled. And the majority symbol that you see around the place in terms of sort of other than the Carnathi, the Royal Carnathi sigils, is that of the Blood of Vol, who are a necromantic religion.
It's the beautiful, did you say?
Yeah.
VLL.
Yeah. And it's little things like the dock workers are all skeletons, and they're sort of silently shifting and moving things as directed. They seem to be very well taken care of, polished and well dressed, in sort of practical gear that it looks to be protective. And it's possibly the first time that you've ever encountered undead where it hasn't been ravenous things clawing their way out of the earth to try and kill you. A lot of the a lot of there's about maybe a dozen or so on the dock, sort of on the sort of immediately sort of help with sort of securing the boat. And they've all and the vast majority of them have got at least some degree of script or decoration that seems to sort of at a glance be some sort of commemoration of who they were, how they died, and what their role is. There's that sort of thing. You only get brief glimpses, but you suspect that actually if you sat down and then you're given one of these things, that you'd actually get almost a very proud family history of who these individuals were, and the living dock workers seem to treat them with respect. It is quite odd. Could somebody, because you're all looking around and sort of taking it in that kind of sponge mode of the immediate impressions as you're working your way down the tower, could somebody make a perception roll with advantage?
Do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it for Lenya?
I'll do it this
18.
time. I'll do it this time.
So, Hope's first in. She'll do it at 18. Something else that you spot: a lot of the living people who are working here, have some form of prosthesis or are missing missing ends of limbs. There's a lot of use of prosthesis. Some of it quite clever, some of it as simple as peg leg, depending on how rich or whatever they seem to be. But pretty much everyone of what you would say is fighting age very much have that kind of veteran look. There are scars, there are blemishes, and where people have lost limbs, they've been grafted with mechanical replacements of various descriptions. Even the clerk who's on the ground floor directing traffic, he's in a wheelchair, which he seems to be skipping around quite without any bother at all. He's sort of got a sword kind of stowed in the back, and he's sort of got that sort of long-suffering expression of he has seen many weird things. You are, despite the wings and the other things, not probably the weirdest things that he's ever seen, or if you are, he's not going to admit it. It's very sort of stoic, sort of non-reactive, sort of almost a pride in the not responding to this sort of strange bunch that you all are, as the Dragonborn and everything else like that. Again, a lot of humans around. There are some other individuals from different races, but it's majority human where you are at the moment. But that's your first sort of impressions as you have arrived.
Well, I've been here.
Well, you have, but again, even for you, it's been a while, but this is actually, yeah, you're right. This is familiar enough. It's sort of old memories for you, but this, for example, this tower, you don't remember ever having been here, but the kind of the lookout and the layout and the kind of the smells of the very strong smells of cabbage and root vegetables and um, strong smell of alcohol sort of piercing the back of the sinuses. Whether that's rubbing alcohol being used to sort of prepare wood or being used to infuse stews is anyone's guess at this point. But yeah.
It's gonna be like, off.
Yes. Different to what I was expecting. But at least we're not being attacked.
Don't jinx it, Kana.
Hope opens up their main backpack and starts rummaging through, and then takes out the robe that they would have worn in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Has customized it for wings now.
Yeah.
And slips it on. And just kind of right. Looks around, goes, I've not been to the temple from here. And sort of looks out for any sort of marks that they can see.
Okay. So I guess there's that thought of whether you want to start at the temple or whether you want to sort of be making your way to Coke's house, pick up the trail of your parents. What's the feeling for what the group wants to do?
So basically, what I do before Hope runs off, I just go, by the way, I've booked us a room and food at the Coach house for us, at least for tonight, so we can all meet there at some point.
Well, if we go there now, then we can have some food, and then I can look for a map and see if I can figure out like the places I used to frequent.
Okay. How do you want to proceed?
I'm guessing this is a lot. I'm guessing this is a lot less touristy than the main city.
Well, this is the capital of Karnath that you're at now.
So it is more.
It's not really touristy. It's not. They're not so much. It's very much a how best to describe this? A working metropolis. Not a lot of open glitz and glamour. You think that maybe behind doors, probably in family units or things like that, then they'd be the comforts. But everywhere you look, it looks like there's some form of war damage that is still being repaired or that has been made into a feature.
It's more of a practical city.
It's a very, very pragmatic. Make an insight check for me.
Insight, and that is a 29.
Nice. Okay. So your immediate first impressions as you've been here is that you've really got quite a lot of sort of closed-mouthed, dour people, who are very serious and frivolity. You almost that feeling of frivolity being frowned on. But the more you're observing people, whether people passing by or just the interactions with individuals, or how some of the kind of the living workers sort of interact with the undead, you kind of get more of a feeling of there's actually a very, very dry sense of humour at work here. It's very personally reserved, and it's a very much a humour that is closely observed and biting, sparing absolutely no blushes. But once you got your ear in, is actually quite, for the most part, affectionate. There's a lot of best described as it's that camaraderie that you've only really encountered before in military units, but it seems to be on a population level. Nearly everyone, from what you remember, in Karnath fought. And maybe there's something of that has evolved into the national character.
So what you're saying is they're British.
I was going to say northeast, actually.
That's one way to describe them.
They're either British or German.
Think further north.
More sort of Scandinavian.
Russian.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like to think they were quite cool.
I would say throw something at him, but considering it's probably like a fridge freezer.
Yeah. There is a fridge freezer right next to me.
He's very uncareful. Unlock it, and things will fall off the top on him. That just again, and this is very much sort of stereotype shortcuts, and obviously much more in sort of the electricity meter has suddenly made connection to the it's suddenly gone. Oh, that's how much you've used this week. Yeah, looks about right. So we've obviously we've had power switched off while they've been doing various bits on the electrics and everything else for the kitchen, and it disrupted the energy meter's ability to
Yeah.
So it's just caught up about 36 hours after the last power cut. So yeah, you're in a major metropolis. Certainly, if you want to procure a vehicle or mounts of some description, that's not going to be difficult at all. It's just a matter of just really how you want to travel. The address you've got for the coach house is you reckon about 3-4 hours travel.
Hope's gonna go. Is there like a rental place near the
What, renting vehicles?
Yeah.
Funny you should ask. Actually, there is a house that specialises in transport. And I can't remember the name off the top of my head. So give me just one moment. It's not the Valinar. It's
Just a message.
What?
Send me a message and then it disappeared, but I couldn't see what you sent it on.
It was on Messenger, love.
Okay.
I love you. It's just like, send me a message. No, I have a clue.
we have a quick double check. Dragon Marked House. We are looking for house.
No, we're not looking for a house. We're looking for a vehicle.
Why not both?
Vidalis. I knew it was House Vidalis, who specialise in capturing wild animals, taming them, renting out, and sort of looking after livestock. They literally maids breed magical variants of things.
What about police boxers?
Whereabouts are they?
Make a quick investigation check.
Investigation.
Weren't these the people
But-
we bought the flat feet and the clawfoot from?
Yeah, they would have been affiliated with. I mean, I think it was an independent last time, but they would have been affiliated. Yeah, you're able to sort of with a bit of looking around, able to get directions to sort of uh, a a set of stables who are affiliated with the House Vidalis and have got reasonable stock of most of the common. So horses, clawfoots, anything larger.
Hello. Could I rent out a 2 horses and a cart, please?
You could.
How much would it be?
How long do you want them?
A couple of days.
To come back here or to go somewhere else?
Oh no, we're staying at a coach house, and yeah. So I'm staying in the area. I'm not taking them anywhere outside.
Okay. So
I
you're
do
good.
not know what this voice is.
No. Okay, so get this straight. You want to hire horse and cart to go to a coach house and come back. Not strangest use of animals I've had, but okay.
I will be also using them to sort of like get from place to place. I'm on a bit of a mission, a
Hmm.
personal
Import.
Somehow this does not surprise me, he says, just looking at your wings and just general appearance. Very well, for you. Sort of gets a slate down. See, I have a couple of clawfoots who are trained in pulling a cart. How big a cart do you want? How many people? How many goods?
Valenia sticks her head round the door. Round the door is like, how's it going?
6 people.
Okay, so suitable for 6. Any goods?
We got bags.
But are you transporting materials for sale? Are you?
No, this is just personal pleasure.
I'm not. I am not going to judge. Okay. 6. So a cart suitable for 6 people, and okay. Krennic! Krennic! This guy in a wheelchair sort of comes through. Yeah, yes, boss. Krennic, get
Get to the chopper.
get cart 5 ready and a couple of clawfoots. It'll be looks you up and down. Appears at various people.
I would
20 gold.
keep inventory. Here, have 30 for your wonderful hospitality.
That's very kind. Right, I have a contract here. If you'd just like to sign here and here.
Hope pulls its wallet, sort of signs away. Yeah, sort of like signs away. It's a very flourish. Like you can tell that Hope has been practicing anything. It's very like
Calligraphic.
Is that a word?
Can be.
Okay. It's very much like calligraphy, the way that they put the hope, and then they also put 2 knitting needles in like a cross next to it.
Okay. Sort of looks, admires, and says, okay. This office closes at 7, so as long as you're back here in 2 days by 7 in the evening, then all will be well. Let's see. Oh, just need to know your place of residence before we just finish this off.
Hope reels off the address in, give me a minute, Fairhaven? Is that where we live?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Long way from home.
I used to live here.
Oh, why you come back?
Um, I'm trying. I've got some gaps in my memory. I'm trying to fill them.
Ah, stupid. Okay.
That's my hope. And knowing the
Note your home.
knowing the humour just goes. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, good. Medic, you done yet? Ah, give me a minute.
I'm like, how's your stupid meter doing today?
Well, it was railing about sort of 7 or 9 on the meter, and now it's just hovering under the 11. So well done. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Listen, we need to raise you to 20 by the end of the day, or it's not cool.
True. True. How many more people with wings in your party?
Another.
Is 6 going to be big enough? Well, that's your problem, not mine.
I will be sitting out front.
Heart is not a, how you say, convertible.
We can make it one. I'll give
Please
you.
don't. Any damage will be charged for.
I'll put my horn covers on them.
Good idea. Here's your copy.
Thank you very much, kind sir.
See you in 2 days. Fennec, is that ready yet? Yeah, gonna be fun. You hear lots of screaming from the dog. Yeah, come on through. It's a little side door you can.
That's when I sort of like I sort of lead them through. Look at Grennig.
Fennec, yeah.
Look at him and go. What happened to your legs?
Andarian ambush.
Oof.
Nasty.
Did you give it as good to them?
That's one way of putting it.
Good. Us Corthians have to fight.
Yes, yes. I mean, to be fair, yes, we were outnumbered. No, we didn't have the magic. But we're determined people, as you know, from living here. We'd have won, eventually. We'd have worn them down.
Set them on fire next time.
Yes, that's something along the lines of what I had.
You can have marshmallows too.
I'm not familiar with marshmallows, but okay, fair enough. And it's very much that thing of he making no
Pretense.
no reliance on the fact that he's in a wheelchair. His legs are basically bound in a harness, so as he needs to leave himself up to get up, he literally massive upper body strength, holds himself up, literally sort of pivots on the legs which are braced. That's going back down again.
That's when hope goes. Corthian resilience. I'd love to see it. I've missed this.
Good. All right, boss. Yeah, you've got your people here, or are you meeting them somewhere else?
They're just behind me.
Bring them through. I'll open up the gate and you can get going.
Basically, they've never heard this, and I literally just shout in my strongest Corthian accent, Batty, come on!
That went full Delhi. That's quite impressive.
Morgan got on the train again.
A very heavily accent that you think is probably your compatriot calls you through. And on investigation, yes, it is indeed Hope with yes a large covered cart that is he's got the House of Adalis, and he's got some various he's got best registration marks and plaques sort of attached to the side of it, and sort of a very small sort of Eberron shard attached to the plaque. And this guy in a wheelchair who is looking like nothing phases him whatsoever. Is busy sort of just opening up the gate, and sort of like the gate mechanism which is opening up so that we can drive off, and sort of wheels himself round. Not quite doing a wheelie's not the right word, but it's you. I mean, basically, if you've seen people playing
Like
wheelchair basketball, yeah,
that is so good.
Yeah, so it's that sort of design where it's very much strapped, and he's incredibly agile with it, and yeah, just scooting around the surface with making no no concessions to anything at all with his physical condition. Yeah, no, he eyes you all very carefully because you almost get the impression he's noting your respective appearances, and you kind of get the impression that's just kind of brained into him as a way of operating that he does. But yeah, no, smiles enough and everything else like that, and asks if you want help putting your bags in the back, sort of thing.
I think between Valenia, Arwen, and Thorin, we're probably stronger than most of the people that go to university here.
I just turn and with my goofy smile go,
I even have a picture of Krennic somewhere. I did a hero
Yeah, you
forge.
did. Didn't you put him? Didn't you
Yeah.
put it in the?
Put him in one of the servers. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I could have sworn you did.
You have had you make an Arcana check.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh fuck. No.
No. Okay, fair enough. Everyone else then make perception checks.
Okay.
I'm not an arcani sort of person.
An
What check are we
Arcani.
making?
Arcana, please.
Arcana.
Perception.
Sorry, perception rather.
Oh,
Sorry.
perception. That's why I asked. I was really confused.
Yeah,
It is-
sorry. No.
Yeah, so perception. Sweet. Thank you.
There we go.
Nice.
15.
Nice.
23.
Yeah. Okay.
Get on.
Cool.
Get in.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, mine sucked, as per usual.
Well, it would be odd if Thorin was weirdly perceptive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
it
no
happens.
today.
He has his moments.
Yeah. There'd been
What,
times
when I'm
when
not,
it's been.
when I'm not pissed out of my brain?
Yeah, you've come out with the odd occasional insightful sort of, oh, had anyone spotted this? Everyone's gone, we didn't even think to look for it. So that does happen from time to time. Those who passed, and you can point out to the others. Again, you've kind of noted the kind of the airborne shard sort of affixed to the kind of the license plate, for lack of a better word. And the assumption is that should you abscond with the vehicle, that is probably part of what allows them to track it down. Probably. Maybe. Might be something else going on as well. But yeah, there you go. I mean, it could be multiple of other things. It could be, they could have a contract with Tharask, who they're the house of orcs and humans who have the mark of finding, who track people and things down. So that happens. But yes, congratulations, you have got your cart. You know roughly where you're going to go. Well, you will do if Valenia makes a survival check.
At that point, Valenia looks up, she's like picking something out of her teeth. She's like, huh?
So, what? We're going where? What?
Doing what now?
Why have I got an image of Hope with like an
It's a nice low 33.
That'll do. Okay. Yeah, you're able to sort of quickly look at kind of the local street maps posted and sort of what you remember seeing from the air and your own recollection of the country. Actually, go, oh right, yeah. So we need to head for the northwest gate and this, that, and the other. And you don't lose a lot of time getting caught up in the. You're able to sort of find very quickly the main thoroughfares, and merge in with the traffic without any great issues at all. Could you make a quick animal handling for me? I'm presuming you're driving.
Hope's up front as well.
Okay.
Probably
So
a good
do I need
idea.
to do one of that?
No, whoever's got control of the vehicle.
Well, I'm up front with the thing.
19.
I'm going to make one as well.
Okay. Between the pair of you, you're able to get this pair of clawfoot dinosaurs to pull in unison and actually in the right direction, and at the same time not sort of take chunks out of other vehicles or other animals that might be riding nearby. They seem to be quite feisty.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
Oh,
Of course
no.
you are. Okay.
Kind Clawfoots, what's your names?
Names.
Yeah, do you have names? Like, my name is Hope.
Um, uh, um, I'm me, and he's him. No, I'm me. You're him.
Do you want me to give you names?
Go on then. We can't exactly stop you.
I'm going to call one of you Prancer, one of you Dancer.
Thank you. What are you?
I'm a tiefling.
Sounds painful.
Yeah, it is a bit painful, especially when, I hit my head.
Ah, is that why you got the sock covers on?
Yes.
Ah, they usually put those over our claws to stop us from scratching the floor.
Yeah, I have some for my hooves.
Oh. Mind if we eat them as we go?
Go for it.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. What have I done? 26.
Okay, you immediately realise that this is probably a bad thing to do with the carnivorous beast of burden, as it immediately sort of, you see its eyes fix on someone with like a small dog of some description and sort of do that sort of, and you go, no.
Oopsie. I could give you some scraps of meat.
Well, like that. That's walking.
Do we hear Hope talk?
Walking things.
Do we hear Hope talking from inside the carriage?
Yeah. So you're only hearing Hope's half of the conversation.
You just hear Arwen just absolutely just bursting out of laughter because obviously he knows how to handle Clawfoots. Hearing Hope's one-sided conversation, he's just laughing in there.
Clawfoot slang.
No, you're the person who's cast a spell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'd be like, you do not eat walking things, not while you are with me. I could get you meat when we get food.
Okay.
Would you like some scraps of meat from my back?
Yeah. Food. Food. Good.
Okay, Hope's gonna open up their meat sack.
Go on. Well, this took a turn.
Well, that just happened.
Please declip that.
Oh.
Oh, it would be terrible if someone were to clip that.
It would be
Oh
really
no!
bad.
Yeah.
No one clip it, please. Save Morgan dignity.
Do it.
Okay.
Oh.
And now I can hear Backstreet Boys singing "No Dignity."
Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I don't know. I've lost track now.
Okay, so Hope's gonna open their packet of meat.
Why don't you say Hope opens up a ration packet?
I'm just gonna start feeding the Crawfords as we're walking, as we're on our way and just talking
So
to them.
you're sort of just tossing your meat to them as you.
Yeah.
Once again, Hope just hears Arwen just gasping for breath as he's laughing right now. He's like on the floor of the carriage, grasping his sides, just laughing right now.
So are you going to get down and walk alongside them to feed them, or are you going to toss your meat across their backs?
Oh, we're tossing meat now, are we?
Fuck it, I'm tossing my meat towards the Clawfoots.
I'm also, or are you like, or have you like attached to like a long pole and you're just like dangling it in front of them?
Oh my god, that's a great idea. Yes, I'm doing that.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh no.
Well, it's certainly a look, and you are certainly getting looks.
Mainly coming from Valenia as well.
I realise that's javelin and lightning, so probably not the best idea.
As long as you don't throw it.
Of course, people are going to stare. Like Hope's dangling their meat all over the place.
Yeah.
Makes a change. It's usually Valenia.
And you were worried about people finding out. Oh, thank you, Max.
You must make certain to get that up on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no problem. You are able to feed them with a eventually with a bit of trial and error. You'll find a way of getting me, and it's appreciated. They're over the course of the next 10 minutes as the spell runs through. Yeah, I mean they seem, for carnivorous dinosaurs, reasonably amiable disposition. They're not exactly the world's biggest brains, but they're very much focused on food and all this way because that's where their training has been. Yeah, okay, well done. You have formed, I guess, a rapport with your clawfoots.
Is that the name for Hope's meat pouch and flesh pocket now?
No, it's Dancer and Prancer, the Clawfoots.
Dancer and Prancer. They very much adopt that sort of. It's not quite as you're paying your money, so you make the choices, but more a case of they don't themselves have any use for names, but if that's what you want to call them, they'll, you know.
How far away from them is Hope? Are they within touching distance?
Well, kind of the tips of the tail are. They're sort of semi. I'm thinking kind of your kind of raptor style.
Okay.
They're that sort of configuration of beast. So you could probably tap the tips of the tail as they wave past from time to time. But
What? Just playing patter cake with their tails?
you could, yeah. I'd probably make you make another animal handling to see if you can do it without them wanting to bite your head off. But yeah.
Is there like a little viewport, like other?
Yeah. You can peer through and.
Arwen's just gonna lean up and go, I wouldn't do that if I were you, and just go back down. He's kind of got like just a grin, just watching this all unfold.
It's in their element. We've got two dangerous creatures, and they literally be able to speak them and feed them. They're quite happy.
Yeah, it's your best thing yet, really. Yeah, I mean, you're able to sort of do it without losing any limbs or anything like that, so that's all good. And yes, that's a journey and a half.
It's got an image of all the people going, "What the fuck is going on up there?"
you certainly have attention. You certainly have people not quite pointing and staring because that's not really what they do, but well, I suppose some of the younger kids and the like do. But there's a definite, yeah. Your passage is noted. Let's put it that way. It's certainly the. You're welcome. You're certainly able to make your way, and the journey itself, the roads are all kind of main roads, so you're not out in any any kind of bandit country. It's all well patrolled. You see again this mix of sort of like some of the fields nearby being tilled again, skeletons, zombies, mostly skeletons, working the fields. Some of the military patrol, the guard patrols. Some of them are human; they're living. Others, especially some of the more static ones, are living soldiers backed up by skeletons. And general kind of patrol routes. Again, you sort of tend to have sort of a mix where there are at least a few skeletons to bolster out numbers. Undead where they're kind of wearing broken and discarded and decrepit equipment that's sort of been broken from time in the tomb, and this is all kind of freshly honed and well cared for equipment, and you would swear that some of the skeletons on those patrols seem to be a bit more alert on more than one occasion, and sort of you catch sort of one of them sort of just turning You sort of see the blue glow in their eyes as they sort of observe you passing and then sort of back to what they were doing.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
No, not at all. But anyway, as you're carrying on into the evening, you're able to make your way to the coach house. Click on that, and that should, in a moment, focus ping you. I haven't put the coach on because I hadn't thought of that when that you might have one when you came here. But you are on the pathway. Basically, essentially, you've kind of got to off the main road, and there's like a turn off marked with a very clearly marked signpost, and you sort of follow that on down, and it brings you out to what you can see here, which is for you, Hope, probably a bit of an odd moment, because we have actually featured an earlier version of this map in the game, where you had your nightmare dream vision, but it's slightly different. There's more of a addition of more stables and guest house buildings, but the main building up, just focusing it up here, is the coach house that you remember as a child staying in, and you remember that garden, and it's actually the flower arrangements from what you can see are sort of slightly different, but a lot of it is really similar. You know, there's stones, and some of these sort of stones and things that you see around you are things that you remember climbing over, and trees that you remember climbing or sheltering under.
Is that a rock? Yes.
Yeah.
Shut up, Moon.
I'm sorry, it's just the idea of just like Hope just saying out loud, "Rock, is that a rock, guys?" And then just all of us like, yes.
Hope's gonna run over to this and go, I wonder if the bloodstain's still there.
Make a perception check. Well, you know where you're looking, but it has been many, many years, and the weather has probably washed away. There's maybe a very, very faint discoloration, but
I fell over on this and cracked my knee.
You
It was
cracked
a
your
bit
knee.
painful.
I'm glad about that.
So if I'm gonna pull the cart up to here
yeah.
and then jump on out.
Okay, so you guys want to move yourselves up, and sweeping the steps.
That pizza's really hot.
Is it Dahlia?
Yeah, sweeping the straw and the dust here from the side is, well, as you can see on the icon there, a skeleton of a woman with a broom. The clothing is stained from the yard work that she's been doing. There are black gems set into the eye sockets, which are faintly glowing with the enchantment that animated her. And again, as with the other ones that you saw in the docks, there are various markings kind of scrimshawed into the line of the skull and sort of various things like various sorts of stops. But it is, yeah, you're fairly sure that is old Dahlia Filigree.
Hope runs up and goes,
Skeleton sort of just stops as you approach and has that sort of expectant sort of. But there's no facial muscles. There's no sort of way that the expression can change. But the skull sort of turns just to look at you.
it's been so long. And then Hope's gonna bring Dahlia in for a hug.
Okay, it sort of the skeleton sort of stands there, sort of in that kind of awkward. There's no attempt for the arms to come up, and there's nothing of that, but it sort of lets you do it, and then as you relax, sort of settles back into that kind of waiting position with the broom that's in its hand.
Does the skeleton look hostile?
So does
Does it look hostile?
not in any way whatsoever. Make a medicine check.
A medicine?
Yeah.
Medicine.
That's
Oh, that
21.
reminds me of
Okay. Looking at the body and the condition of it, looking at the skeleton, you think that this was someone, human woman. You think probably in their, it's hard to tell it, but you sort of in later stages of life. So you're thinking sort of 60s, 70s, possibly, because there's some of the bones are sort of looking a little sort of thinner, and some of them have actually been kind of reinforced with sort of little sort of splints and sort of bindings and things like that. No obvious signs of trauma, but yeah, otherwise appears to be a fully intact. And it looks like sort of someone has done repairs over the years. You can see sort of where there's sort of patches or sort of leatherwork that's sort of holding together bits and pieces, or there's a couple of pins sort of through through some of the bones where it's sort of slightly split over the years. And it also hasn't been. It isn't a skeleton where the flesh has rotted away um, through natural causes. It's very much, you can sort of see little telltale sort of flensing cuts in the bones where the body was very specifically prepared, rather than being the body of someone that was found and animated. It's yeah, a lot of care and attention has gone into not only the raising but also the maintenance of this skeleton.
Hope starts rummaging through their knitting stuff and just goes, remember that jumper I promised you before I went away? I finished it, and it's like a baggy, like it's a full blown like baggy oversized jumper, and just go, it took me a while but I did it.
Again, an utterly blank, no real response, but again, you sort of, I don't know, maybe there's a slight softening of the stance. It's maybe you're just reading into it, but it's sort of, yeah, just
I've missed you.
Arwen's going to take a step forward and go, Hope, how do you know this skeleton?
They've been they were a cleaner at the temple for a while, and we got talking, and we've known Dahlia basically helped the temple in raising me from childhood.
And was it always...
You cut out there, Moon.
Arwen's going to go, so was it always a skeleton, or was she humanoid before?
I've always
You left.
known Dahlia as a skeleton. I think she was a very
Right.
big lady when she was alive.
Right, I see.
And that's when Full Light Hope gives the jumper and goes, I hope you like it.
again sort of not really a response, but I'm just putting into the game chat a bigger picture. There you are, a portrait of
Into the survey.
into the server, D&D General.
I've put. She helped me raise me at the template.
Are you
Also,
okay?
There
Hell
you
of a
go,
drug.
people. So other people can see.
That's when Hope looks at Arwen and goes, she was Skelly, mummy.
Skelly mummy.
We used to sit there, and yeah, I would read to her on her breaks.
What concerns me is it seems the skeleton was prepared to be. Are you? Was it close to anyone higher up in your temple?
I have no idea. All I know is that Dahlia was very nice to me, and she was sitting with me when I was reading.
Right.
Hope gives Dahlia another hug and then goes. And it's down this way, isn't it? Yeah. And goes, shall we go in?
So at this point, a younger guy, stable hand, comes out of the stables area and sort of says, "Oh, hi." Let's find a suitable thing for him because that's the one thing I haven't
I've
done.
just got an image of like two clerics, one of them going, yay! One going, holy fuck, a skeleton!
Well, Arwen's more concerned. Like, from this temple, from this whole thing, this seems sketchy to me.
Let's just find a quick suitable thing. Strange noises from the child next door, but yeah, I suppose we come to expect that. Let's just find a quick NPC commoner.
No.
NPCs commoner. Oh, good grief.
Good gravy.
There you go. Young dwarven lass. Haven't got a human. Yeah. There you go. Couple of stable hands coming on out. So, hi. Sorry, we just finished. We were just mucking out. Didn't hear you approaching. Hi. Are you staying? Are you passing through?
Yes!
Right. Okay. Are you booked in or are you?
Yes!
Right. What's the name?
Hope looks at Karen and goes, what name did you put under?
Oh, I don't know, Dragonborn. What's that accent? Could resist. We'll assume that Kerner gives out the name of either the DDC or Kerner himself. Right. Oh yeah, no, I saw that come through the other day from a Sims career. Right. Okay. Well, if you want to bring the cart on through, we'll sort of give it a good wash and spruce up, and we can put your Clawfoot, okay, into stables. That's not a problem. We'll sort that out for you.
Before they take the Clawfoots, Hope's going to go up to them and go, dance or prance, they're going to be very good and not eat anything walking.
Arwen's just going to collapse to the ground once again, just holding his sides, laughing. It's like, you've named them what? Oh, those poor Clawfoots. How haven't they eaten you yet?
That's when Hope looks over at Arwen and goes, because I'm too sweet to eat.
Arwen's just gonna look at her, like, just kind of cough to try to stop laughing. And go, you do realize they are hunters, right? They eat living things, right?
We've come to an agreement. They are not to eat anything walking.
And how do you expect them to eat? They are hunters.
I provide them with meat.
Right.
You do.
I'm just saying from my perspective, with my background. Normally, it is quite good, when you're with a Clawfoot, to go hunting along with them. You share your kills.
As long as I do not see it, it does not happen.
Right. So if say they were to be fed something and you were looking the other way, would that be reasonable?
I do not look. I do not know.
Good, because I reckon from, again, my experiences, that a few scraps of meat may not be suitable. It's like, say if you were to just have one ration for an entire day. They would be a little bit peckish.
I'm peckish.
No, you're tiefling.
That is not the point I'm trying to get across.
I just kind of go, let's go inside and get some food.
Good
I was
idea.
gonna go to the stable, he's gonna kind of go to the stable. I was gonna go. Do you have anything that might be suitable?
Yeah, no, we get Clawfoots in regularly. We've got a good supply of odds and sods. I'll show you where they're stable, just in case you need to. In case you want
That's
to
good
come
because
second in.
I'd rather them not get hungry just because I'm fed scraps.
Yeah, no problem.
I've dealt with hungry Clawfoots. It's not pretty.
So yeah, if you want to come on through into the stable area, I can't remember if I've got dynamic lighting or not. So
I think
You
so.
do, you
It's-
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to come through into
Where is it?
so
Oh, it's the thing with all the hay, isn't it?
yeah, so that's sort of the stable area, and that's where your cart is currently being. There you go. It's currently being done, and she takes you through into here. And she's put your. I'll open the doors just so you can see them. Put your clawfoot.
Come on, internet, stop being
Okay.
stupid.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. And yeah, she sort of starts bringing out cloths to sort of give them a good wipe down and sort of big
Arwen's gonna
odds and sods.
just look as like, can I help? I can clean one.
Well, of course, I mean, you don't need to offer you as a guest, but if you want to, absolutely, no, totally understand.
I accidentally thought it would be best if I left mine away. It's a comforting thing. I'm from the Talenta Plains, you see.
Oh, right, of course, yeah, that makes sense. I thought I heard a bit of an accent. Okay, yeah, by all means, yeah, please help. If you want to do an animal handling with advantage because you're so familiar and there's the two of you.
12.
With advantage, blimey. Okay. Well, this is where there's two of you. Yeah, you do a good enough. You know, there's not a lot to do with them, and there's nothing particularly specialised that needs doing. So yeah, I'd upset DC a 10 for that. That's fine. That's fine. You're probably a little bit numbed from all the travel to sort of do any of the more advanced sort of checking for parasites or anything, but in terms of general sort of wear and tear, that's all fine. Meanwhile, there's this guy who's come out from the main bit of the house. Says, "Hi, you're the party who booked in for the night. Hi, I'm Carrick. I run the place. And yeah, that is the name that you recognise. I mean, you have grown up a lot since he's last seen you, so he doesn't immediately recognise you.
Hello. I'm Hope. You may have known me as Karima when I was growing up.
And immediate double take. You're alive.
Yeah. I think.
Come on, yeah, yes, all of you, come on through. Come through and come through into into main here, and we'll get you. I saw you. I saw you and your pet. What?
I mean, I have been told. Well, I was told I didn't exist, and then you were shocked I'm alive.
No, I mean, I remember you running around and sort of, for the, the year or so your parents were here, and yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm shocked. When your parents sort of moved on, and and I didn't hear any more from any of you. I thought, well, I don't know what I thought, to be honest. I sort of, it was. There's a lot going on. How are you? Please come. And he sort of, I've kettle's just boiling. Let me get teas and refreshments for you. And this is, well, there's sorry, you haven't introduced. I'm Carrick. I am the owner of this establishment. And shall I? many, many, many years ago, was our sort of our host and provider of a home for. So, what did you say you're going by now? Hope and their parents. They were having a difficult time, and we were doing business, and I gave them somewhere safe. As the war did what it did. But yeah, please, you are very welcome. Please come take seats, and let me get some refreshments on for you.
There's characters that I go, and
It's lovely to meet you. You know what? I've been many years since I've met dragon person. We don't get many. I suppose there is that small. You're not from um. You're not from sort of Far Peak, are you?
can't remember.
That's the main reason.
Yes, I am.
Wow. Well, I mean, as far as I know, that's still there. I guess you've got family in the area then. But
Don't know. They kicked me out when I was very young.
happens to the best of us. Well, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, if you're in the area and want to drop in and think, well,
Without technology issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's either the stream crashing or my internet decides to take 10 minutes just to load back in a page.
Or it's also Tim's internet.
no, well, mine seems to be behaving at the moment. But I'm routing stuff slightly differently these days. Got a backup router for
Right.
starters.
Oh, we have been confirmed. We are back.
Apparently.
Yay!
Right.
Yay.
Right,
We are back.
perception, there we go.
If we're not, then Max to us.
Yeah,
How
we're,
dare
we're,
you?
We're back. Oh, thank God for that. Hi.
Right, my roll should be coming. Alright, my roll should be
Go
through
for
in a moment when it catches up.
Yeah, no worries.
It's like it's a race. What will come through first, the stream or Bunny's internet?
Yeah.
It's been,
You know
which
what?
will last longer? This trust or this cabbage?
Well, I love that the cabbage won. That's the
It
best
did.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thorin, you're recognizing a couple of familiar-looking paperbacks on the shelf behind him.
Oh, God.
No.
It's like me talking about having sort of like a dragonborn sister-in-law, co-parenting with a sort of tiefling with co-parenting a kobold. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's quite made the connection, so you're probably getting away with it. But yeah, well, lovely to meet you, and of course, any friend of hope is welcome here. I mean, obviously you're booked in for the night anyway, but yeah, please again, just he starts to bust himself with sort of pouring teaser.
Has anything come with my childhood room?
So as
My childhood room?
we'll get there in a minute,
Okay, sorry.
but with sort of
We'll get a bit.
get to you in a minute. Calm down.
Damn it!
and then looks across at Valenia and hi.
Valenia's just like, hi, yeah, hi, I'm Valenia.
Sort of nice to meet you. And again, any friend of hope. I will get it right.
It's okay.
Yeah, please.
Well,
Yeah, again, welcome. Tea is just brewing. We'll pull these things out. Anyone any biscuits for just to sort of crunch on before we sort of get into evening meals and things? It's early
Oh,
yet. But...
Biscuits, yes.
Have you done any of your chocolate biscuits?
Might have a few tucked away somewhere in the cabinet.
Okay.
Please take a seat, and I'll see what I can rustle up. As a sort of here, sort of goes sort of off to cabinet here and starts sort of battering and opening various cupboard doors, and sort of there's the clanking of plates sort of being sort of pulled out, and sort of and a large sort of jar of looks like a biscuit barrel. Brings it out, plonks it down, and it's sort of smell of chocolate, very rich. Not just coated on one side, but actually sort of chocolate mixed in with the biscuit crumb.
I'm so hungry.
Albans from the bedroom.
No. I reaches in,
Mm-hmm.
grabs them, and it's all like just
Yeah, instant memories.
yeah.
Yeah, your hand's a little bigger than it used to be, but yeah, it's that same sort of. And then opens. Yeah.
Just
I
drawing out.
think the not the familiarity, but the homeliness of this place. Valenia's just gonna literally, she's just gonna unhook her bow and her quiver and put it by the side of the table instead of like having it on.
Yeah, sure.
So like that whole sort of like this feels a little bit safer than normal. She's a little bit more laid back. And she's just gonna rest it on the side of the table rather than having it all
Yeah, sure.
ready to go.
Do you see the table that I put holes through with my horns?
It's forgotten all about. Well, not the holes because I patch it. It's probably up in the loft somewhere.
I wore a table as a hat.
I mean, that's not the weirdest
Kinda
thing you've done.
Looks at up and goes, "No, really?
I
Did you think it was a big umbrella?"
I was playing hide and seek by myself, and
That's
I
really
kind of just
sad.
like stood up quickly. I stood up quickly because I managed to find myself and put the horns through the table. Then I stood up, and it was just all like balanced.
And you kind of see little tears trickling down Kerner's face. Going, that's the saddest and funniest thing I've ever heard.
I used to play hide and seek by myself a lot. I always won, but I lost.
And Foreign does the whole goes to say something and then just thinks better of it.
You look across and there's Valenia just like shaking her head as it with the no.
Yeah, the whole sort of like, no, I'm gonna keep quiet. It's not worth it.
Did no one else play hide and seek by themselves?
Yeah, all the time.
I was too busy sort of like either mining or like picking fights with like local wildlife because lols.
I imagine Arwen would never have been able to play hide and seek on his own because I suspect that he was always busy. You could play hide and seek with Hope now.
Have I rejoined everyone, by the way, or am I still in the stables?
I don't know. Let's have a look. I mean, you're probably still in the stables at the moment. Just for the time, just sort of say 10 minutes to sort of dry down and pat down and sort of just prep the clawfoots. That's the word I was looking for.
So, Caleb, did you get things? Sorry, Hope. Did you get things stuck on your head quite a lot?
Yeah, it was a bit awkward when I was playing chase with some of the local sheep, and
God.
One of them got caught in my horns.
Oh God.
It's
No.
deeply running around table. Your cheek opening like worms.
Don't worry.
I also
Only dogs.
my
Only dogs are
headboard
small.
up.
Only dogs and small children can hear Joe at the moment.
Well, dogs,
Meanwhile,
small children, and dolphins.
Meanwhile, we just start hearing barking outside of Tim and Joe's place.
There are dolphins in the sea going, what the fuck did you just say about my mum?
Oh.
And meanwhile, there's a bat out there going, "What the hell is going on?"
We do have a bat on the estate.
Funnily
So
enough,
probably
we have.
is very confused.
Funnily enough, we have one that flies around by our house, like in the back gardens, because of the way the house is shaped. So it's
There's,
probably
yeah,
like,
there's just a bat going, "It's my pen pal."
yeah, it's
Oh,
probably
bless.
flying into the house, going, "What the bloody hell was that?"
Oh.
Oh,
So
Can I say that me saying playing hide and seek by myself is actually it's actually a real childhood memory of mine.
I used to play pirates by myself.
You said this
wanted to play
before.
hide and seek with me. No one wanted to play hide and seek with me as a kid, so I did it by myself. And you either always win or you lose. There's no middle ground.
sort of like a Game of Thrones, sort of game of hiding. You either win or you lose. Yeah. Anyway, Carrick comes back with sort of, as I said, various bits and pieces and some nothing there. So, what brings you back?
Trying to find my parents. Something has come to my attention that my childhood probably wasn't. The memories of my childhood probably aren't 100% solid.
Okay. Well, how about you guys get yourselves settled in? Take down through the, if you go across the yard there. They can fix you up, sort of allocate you some beds and okay, so there are lots of bunks in there in the bunkhouse. Get yourself sort of washed and ready, and then supper will be in a couple of hours, and then if you want to talk about your parents once you're stopped from traveling and sort of rested, then I can tell you what I know.
Can you just answer one quick question for me?
Okay.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Did they ever tell me that they loved me?
Oh God, all the time.
Oh.
You were very precious to them. And even when your brother was born, they there was a sadness, and especially if your brother was born human. But I never heard them raise their voice to you, even when you were cranking and running around and ripping holes in sheets as you went running through the laundry. They, if they needed to tell you off, it was that sort of explaining, and it kind of went out of their way to kind of explain. They were very keen to explain what was good behaviour, and the value of thinking before you acted, but you had such a temper. I remember that. You'd be happy and playing away, and then something would happen, and you could be quite fighty. You things. If you stubbed your hoof on the table, you'd kick it hard. Your first response, and that, I think, worried them. They never said why. They always sort of. They never sort of reacted hastily to it. But there was an anger in you that they never really. They never judged you for it. No, they loved you.
Thank you.
For fuck's sake, what is going on in chat?
Nothing.
I don't know. I'm not looking at chat. I was too busy reading something about like mole rats and just yeah.
I'm so lost. Oh god.
There's like this trauma, this like immense like backstory and lore drops, and then there's just us.
No. Chat is being chat.
Yeah, so Hope's gonna take. It's gonna be like, thank you. And sort of just takes Cole's hand. Go. Sorry, if you didn't hear that, Anthony in the background just went, "Get in, lad!"
We think he's playing Fortnite.
No, I think he's still playing Siege.
Oh, Siege. He's playing Siege.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
so yeah, Hope's gonna take Cole and go and get settled.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, if you go south across the alleyway, there's sort of the bunkhouse. So each of those are bunk beds. There's a couple of other people in the common room. And then in the kitchen area down here, there's a couple of people working on there prepping an evening meal.
So is there someone called Bob? Because this is bunkhouse. Bob bunkhouse.
Oh God.
Sake.
How do you spell it backwards, though?
Oh, for fuck
Oh
off!
god. Okay, so Anthony was asked what is Bob backwards, and it took him ages to figure out that it's just Bob. So every now and again I go, "Boy, Anthony, what's Bob backwards?"
Yeah. Okay. Where are we now? 8 o'clock. That, I think, is probably a good point to call a stop. And next week we will return with, well, stories of childhood.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a title for you.
Yeah.
That's a stream
Yeah.
title.
Let's go. We'll go with that. Stories of childhood for next week.
Quick, make a note of it before we forget. Joe, you're up.
Yeah, doing it.
This is the equivalent of like, oh fuck, what's his name? Carrick, bringing out all the pictures and going, "Oh yeah, that's Hope breaking another fucking suit."
It's like, and this is one of Hope running into the glass door because lols.
And then this is where Hope regrets everything when he starts showing us the baby pictures. And this
Yeah,
is their
already
first
set up
nappy
instead.
change.
Change a baby tiefling's nappy.
Very
Careful.
carefully.
I was gonna say careful.
Or if you're changing it in Wales, it's very carefully.
Oh,
Oh, for fuck off!
No.
You know, I felt a really bad one when I get the K of fuck off.
Yeah.
Well,
That just happened.
yes, that really did just happen. Thank you all for a lore-filled, surprisingly lore-filled set of travels. Introduction to yet another new location and civic setup. And we will see what chaos ensues next week. But yeah, thank you for lending us your channel. All yours, back again.
You-
Um,
Blah, I've forgotten how to speak.
It's kind of a healthy thing to know how to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What was I going to say? I've forgotten. It doesn't matter.
You were going to do your sign off?
I was going to do my sign off. Yes, it was. It was a good
Thing.
session. It was a good session. Moon is streaming tomorrow.
Yep, we are doing Final Fantasy 14 because my computer cannot run Destiny and stream because it is absolutely going to shit itself. We're doing the new 15 event because I've not done it before.
At last.
Yeah, so
Hey!
I'm going to get a car.
Ooh.
A flying car.
A flying car.
Steady on now.
Hell yeah. Flying cars, baby.
Oh yeah.
And then, yeah, be back later in the week to do the normal things and the stuff and everything. I'm going to try and take a bit of a mental health break during this week as well because my mental health is not good at the moment. So, I'm going to try and sort of like just chill a little bit just this week.
Yeah, good.
I might be a tiny bit stressed. I don't know why.
Well, stop it.
I don't know why, which is weird.
Bad, Leah.
I know, right?
That's what anxiety does. It gives you anxiety.
gives you things to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be back later in the week. I'm gonna try and be fairly quiet this week. I'm probably gonna do a lot of painting this week. I think.
Paint good. Well, not like eating it or whatever,
Yeah,
just
don't eat
painting.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I mean, you can eat Games Workshop paint.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I thought you were just about to say you could eat gay paint.
Well, you can eat gay paint because it's gay.
Anyway, we'll be back later in the week. Thank you, Tim, for being an awesome DM as always. Thank you, everybody else, for being an awesome peoples. Being an awesome peoples.
Yeah, I'll do.
English. We can speak it.
Oh, yeah, you could tell I'm tired because I've not slept much. So
Yeah, join the
I
club.
I do have loads of stickers on my book now. So
Awesome.
Stickers.
Is that because
Yes.
we're skittish, Matt?
Oh, I'm just. Bleh. On that note, take meds, stay hydrated, and get some sleepies. Good
I'll
night, everybody.
try.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Bye.